and welcome to Elizabeth O Knows. My name is Elizabeth and I'm so happy and excited to have you here in today's video with me, where I answer some questions that you asked over on my Instagram to help you get to know me a little bit better. So let's go ahead and get right into it. I hope that whatever day it is that you're watching this, you're having a great day, or it's been a great day and you're winding down, or it's just the start of your day. Whatever it is, I hope that it's great. All right, first question. What are your favorite fashion pieces going into 2023? Okay, that's really easy. I don't even need to pretend to think about it. My favorite fashion pieces going into 2023 has got to be, first and foremost, my turtlenecks. I love turtlenecks. Fitted turtlenecks like the one I'm wearing right now, a sweater with a turtleneck or like a thicker neck that kind of swoops down. I love them. I really love them. I love the fitted ones the most, though, I guess I should say, because my second fashion piece going into 2023 is definitely layering necklaces. The one I'm wearing right now I've had for a few years, and I'm so glad I never gave it away because they are back and they're here, and I really hope that they're here to stay because they're just so fun. And when you have a fitted turtleneck, you could just layer them on with some light hoop earrings, nothing too much over on the ears, to give attention to your neck, and it's just like, I love it. And so turtlenecks and layering necklaces are definitely my fashion pieces going into 2023. The next question is, how do you do it all? By it, I'm going to assume that this person is asking how I work full time, how I volunteer in my community, how I hang out with family and friends, and how I also have a new YouTube channel. And the short and sweet, straight to the point answer is definitely by God's grace. Definitely. Sometimes I sit down and I when I'm talking about the things that I'm doing, I'm just like, oh, actually that is kind of a lot. But then I'm also like, I'm the type of person who enjoys staying busy. I do. The minute that I'm taking a break, I'm just like, okay, what break's done, like let's go. What can I do? And I've been like that, oh my gosh, probably since high school. And it just hasn't stopped. And don't get me wrong, I love lounging around, sitting on my couch, watching TV, having a glass of wine, and literally doing no thing for the entire day. But thankfully right now, at this point in my life, I really just need at least 2 days of doing nothing before I'm ready to get up and get after it again. And so I'm really thankful about that. Again, I really thank God for that strength and that level of motivation to be able to do so many different activities in different parts of my life. So yeah, that's how I'm able to do it all. Next question is, what is your favorite and least favorite part of being an SLP? So, for those of you that don't know, I am a speech language pathologist and I work in 2 work environments. I work full-time in an elementary school, but I also work at a private speech clinic to serve those after-school kiddos in a private setting. So I love both of them, I really do. Obviously there's pros and cons to the 2 different environments, but I'm really thankful this early on in my career. This is my 4th year as a speech therapist. I'm really thankful to have the opportunity to be able to work in 2 different environments. So my favorite part of being an SLP is, it definitely is being with the client and watching them achieve their goals. It's amazing, especially with kids, being that that's the population that I work with, so that's what I'm gonna speak to the most. Working with kids, when you first get them as young as like 2 years old, when they come in for their initial evaluation, they're about to turn 3. If like they start talking to you and you have no idea what they're saying, like no idea, you cannot even pinpoint sounds. It's just blah. And you're just like, okay, great. But then like 2 or 3 years later, after working with them and helping them, and you're sitting across the table from them having a conversation about TikTok dances, and you understood every single thing that they said. And you sit there and you're like, oh my gosh. Like, I remember I was having the conversation with a second grader the other day who was highly unintelligible, like 0%. And he's in second grade now. I first started working with him when he was in preschool. He's in second grade now, and he's so close to exiting speech and graduating and being done. And it's so amazing. And he remembers our time together when he was in preschool. And so it's amazing to let him know, like, hey, you know what? I just heard everything that you just said to me. Good job. I am proud of you. And it's so amazing seeing their faces light up with that realization in themselves, knowing that, like, yeah, thank you. You're right. You didn't ask me to slow down or to use my strategies or to pull out my visual supports. Like, I did it too. And so that is definitely my favorite part, just seeing the child or the client, the adult, whoever it is, seeing the joy in their faces when they realize that, you know what, yes, I am on my way to achieving my goals. So I think it's so much fun getting to be a part of that process with them. And then my least favorite part of being an SLP, I think more so being a school-based SLP, my least favorite part is making that schedule at the beginning of the year. And haha, funny, you think that once you're done making it in August and working with the building schedule, the teacher's classroom schedule, the student's schedule, and you have it and you're good to go, it's color-coded with the grade levels and everything, January rolls around and you have new students coming in or kids leaving, and you're like, okay, let me spend another hour and a half, or 3 hours reworking my entire caseload of 45 kids and just playing literal Tetris, trying to get everything scheduled. So yeah, that's definitely the least favorite part of being a school speech pathologist, is working with an overall building schedule, working with a classroom teacher schedule, and then working with your own schedule and trying to fit in students to be seen for speech. But it gets done, thankfully. Yeah, it gets done. All right. Okay, next question is my go-to when shopping for clothing, my go-to place when shopping for clothing. It's a tie. I love Versona over on the west side, and I also love Francesca's on the east side. They're both like, well, I guess Francesca's is more like a boutique, and so I love that vibe. And then Versona is kind of like it's in the middle of like a department store / boutique. But I used to work at Versona when I was in grad school, and so half of my closet is Versona's clothes and accessories and all that stuff. So it has a special place in my heart, and I love their clothes. I do, and I love the quality of their clothes too. So yeah, definitely those two are my favorite spots to hit up when I'm shopping. Ooh, this is a good one. Okay, explain your planner. Who created it? The points of it? What's it doing for you? Okay, so I hope that this focuses well and you can still see it. But this is the planner that I have been using for such a long time now. Going on like, what year did I get this? 2 years now, I want to say. But this is the Doing Well Daily planner. It's in collaboration. Well, Sydney Sydney owns like the Doing Well Daily company, and the journals and the planners and things like that. Danielle Carolyn is actually an influencer and content creator who I've been following for years now. I think in my previous video that I posted, I was talking a little bit about her and kind of how I came to find out about her, but I've been following her for years, and she and Sydney collaborated to make this journal. Journal / planner, and of course I was like, I'm influenced, add to cart, buy, let's track that shipping. But yeah, I'll kind of go over briefly kind of the setup of the journal, and kind of talk about like my favorite parts of it. So if you're interested, definitely keep watching, but if you'd like to fast forward just a little bit to the next question, that's totally understandable too. So anyway, Doing Well Daily, I love it so much because this planner / journal is not dated. It is blank. You get to write the date, the day of the week. So you could pick it up one day and then skip a few days because life gets crazy and you don't have enough time to sit down and journal or plan out anything. And then pick it up the next few days and write again in it. It's not like a 2022, 2023 planner is what I'm trying to say, which I really, really like, because sometimes, like for weeks on end, every single day, I'm in it. And then there's a few weeks that I haven't written in it, and that's okay. But that's one of the reasons why I really like it. So the setup for it, I kind of just showed it. When you open it up, you have a space to write the day of the week. You have a space to write the date, and then it has two sections there at the top for you to write what you're grateful for and then what your affirmation is. And then there in the middle section, I'm so sorry if you cannot see this. The middle section usually has like a motivating quote that you can color in, decorate it, do whatever fits your fancy to make it unique to you. And then there at the bottom, it has spaces for you to write down what you're gonna do for yourself in terms of self-care, how you're feeling, and what act of kindness you're going to give to another person during that day. And then I think it's really funny because we all need to be better at it, but there's a little, oh gosh, you guys, I'm so sorry. There's a little section for you to track how much water that you're drinking. Also, just a little side note, forgive me if I'm like rambling or anything like that. Talking to a camera is definitely a different vibe. It's fun and I love it so far, but like doing this, I'm like, hi, can you see what I'm talking about? And Lord knows if it's like out of focus and you're like, I don't know. So anyway, thanks for bearing with me and again, going along this journey with me. It'll be fun, by the grace of God, in a year's time to look back at these first few videos and be like, okay. So anyway, that is the setup of the first page. So then on the next page, it has a section titled Get After the Day. So it has hours listed from 6 a.m. all the way to 8 p.m. So then you can go in and write out what it is that you have hour by hour. So I usually will write in like breakfast, workout, prayer, meetings that I have, that type of thing. And then it has a middle boxed section here where you can write down a more specific to-do list. Clean your fridge, take out the trash, pay bills, whatever. And then there at the bottom, it has two sections. One says work and the other one says side hustle. For work, obviously, I will fill it up, like I said, with things specifically related to work. So if I still need to do some Medicaid billing, if I have reports to write, things like that, I'll write on that side. And then the side hustle part, I will put things like for my YouTube channel, like edit video or film this clip, things of that nature. It's very, I like it because, you know, they created this template for you, but it's so easy to make it your own. And I love that. I really do love that. And it's yellow. It's bright yellow. I love having it on my coffee table and seeing it in the morning and just being like, oh my gosh, what a bright ray of sunshine. It just puts you in a good mood. At least it does for me. So anyway, I talk about it a lot on my Instagram. I link it a lot on my Instagram. So if you're interested in it, this is a move, honestly. And she just released, Danielle and Sydney just released a brand new collaboration. It's a black matte Doing Well daily planner, and I haven't gotten it yet because I just restocked this one, and so I'm just like, let's finish this and then we'll see about getting that one. But anyway, that's the planner and I absolutely love it. Okay, so the next question is, what would be too much jewelry versus not enough when going out with friends? Oh, that's a really good question. So how I think about styling jewelry is I think about obviously the outfit that I'm wearing, and then I move into like, okay, do I want attention to be on my earrings, or do I want it to be on my neckline, like I mentioned earlier with like the turtlenecks and stuff, and wearing necklaces. So once I have like which area that I want as like the focal point in my outfit, that's when I then go to, okay, if I want the attention to be on my ears, I go with big statement earrings and a very minimal necklace, like simple, tiny, small, delicate, dainty necklace. If I want the focal point to not be on my ears, but on my neckline or shoulders, then I go with small, tiny pearls or studs, things that obviously won't attract people's eyes to just your ears, but to where it is that you are wanting to have the attention on. And so yes, I go with studs or something small on my ears, and then layering necklaces or like a big statement necklace, things like that. I'm not a fashion guru, but I do enjoy fashion. I personally, when I'm styling outfits and jewelry and accessories and things like that, I try not to do big statement earrings and big statement necklaces, because that's a lot. That's too much, because then once you're doing that, you're taking away from the walking art, which is your outfit that you put together. And so I like to pick ears or neck or ears, and that's it. I don't really wear a lot of bracelets. If I do, it's like a simple dainty bracelet. Rings too, I have my everyday rings. I don't really do a lot, but again, if that's you, pick where you want the attention to be on. If you want it to be on your hands, okay, load it up. You pick. But that's what I do. I try to just pick one area of my ears, neck, or hands, wrists. So, let's see. Ooh, this is a good question. What led you to speech language pathology? There's a lot of questions about this. Maybe I should have grouped the speech questions together, because I sure did not. I honestly am just reading them off of the questions that came in over on my Instagram. But what led me to speech pathology, honest to goodness, was definitely through my mom. So taking a long story and condensing it into the shortest possible version, I actually went into college with the intention of becoming a pediatric dentist. I knew that whatever career that I had, I wanted it to be with working with children. And so I was like, you know what? Dentistry sounds great. That sounds good. It was either med school or dental school, and I was like, let's go to dental school. And so during the summers leading up to my first year of college, I was observing and shadowing different dentists in my hometown. And then the first few years of college, freshman and sophomore year, again, I was taking the gen ed courses, biology, zoology. Do not get me started on zoology. That's a whole nother tangent. But I was taking a lot of those heavy science, but gen ed science courses that I'd sit there and I'd be like, I want to be a dentist. Why do I need to know about how to look for tadpoles in a murky lake? No, please, I could not be bothered. So there's that. But then, like, as I observed and shadowed different dentists and things like that, and while I applaud them at their work, there was one incident where I went and shadowed a pediatric dentist. The child was under anesthesia, and the anesthesiologist was over the child, like over her. The dentist just pulling teeth, working. There's like music playing in the background, and I have my notebook, and I'm just like, okay. The child's legs are flailing, and the doctors and the nurses are like strapping this little baby in. Not a baby, she's like 7 or 8, but baby to me. And I'm just like, this is not it for me. This is not it for me. And again, like I said, it's a long story, and I'm really trying to condense it shorter. So these are just like the main pinpoints. Anyway, I wasn't happy in my classes. I was definitely not happy observing. And then I just was like, okay, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I thought that I was gonna be a dentist. That's all that I've ever known. I've had this tunnel vision towards dental school since I was like 15. And here I am 19, and I'm just like, what do I do? So naturally, of course, bless my mom, I love her so much, she comes to the rescue, and she's like, she worked at a school at the time, and she was like, Elizabeth, have you ever thought of speech language pathology? And I'm sitting there, and I'm just like, what is speech language pathology? Mind you, I had no idea what a speech language pathologist was up until until I was like 19 or 20 years old. Yeah. So my mom arranged it where I could come and observe the school speech therapist, and after like the first 5 minutes, I wasn't even taking notes. I was just watching her do her work with the kids that she was working with, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is it. This is it. Like, my heart, like, I can't even describe. I'm getting sounds cheesy, but I'm getting goosebumps. So maybe that's like, when you know, I guess. I looked at her and I asked her all these questions, and I was like, you know what? This is the career for me. This is the career for me. And here we are, Oh my gosh, 10 years later. Okay. Yeah, I was 19 at the time. I'm 29 now. 10 years later, here we are, year 4 as a speech language pathologist, and what a beautiful journey. A journey, to say the least, it's been to get here career-wise. And so, yeah, wanted to be a pediatric dentist, and here we are as a speech language pathologist. And I still get to work with kids. Yeah, so a blessing in and of itself. So again, this is like the 3rd or 4th time I've said it. Long story short, yeah, that's how I came to be. And I love the field. It's so flexible. It's growing, it's changing, it's enhancing. It's amazing. You learn something new every single day. Every single day. No 2 speech therapists are the same, just as how no 2 clients that we work with are the same. And so it's amazing, and I love it, and I love chatting anyone's ear off that comes up to me and they're like, what's an SLP? What do you do? Let me tell you. All right. Ooh, okay. So this question is a really great one actually to end on. What is your word, saint, or goal for 2023? So I will start with saint. My saint for 2023 is Saint Joseph. So right at the end, right after Thanksgiving, like 2 months ago, I started to do the consecration to Saint Joseph. And for those of you that are Catholic, you probably know a little bit about Saint Joseph, or you know a lot of bit about Saint Joseph. I knew that Saint Joseph was Mary's husband, and that's really all that I knew before I did the consecration to Saint Joseph. And every single day out of that 33 day program that I did, learning about him, the prayers, and just really immersing myself into who Saint Joseph is, it was a beautiful journey, and it was perfect timing for me in my faith journey that I'm on, that I'll continue to be on, honestly. And so I took it upon myself, like, okay, you know what? I need to learn more about Saint Joseph, because he is a powerful man. And then, like, I started to think about it too. I'm just like, okay, it's true. Like, for him to be Mother Mary's husband, like the Queen of Heaven and Earth's husband, he must be an absolutely phenomenal man. And so this year I want to do a much better job at learning more about him. And it's so funny because I think it was 2 years ago, 2021, I think, was the year of St. Joseph within the Catholic Church. And just thinking back to where I was during my faith journey back then, I wasn't ready to learn about St. Joseph. I just wasn't. I would have done all of the things, which I did, to say that, you know, I did it. Like, here we are, year of St. Joseph, here with my Catholic family and friends. But now, like, 2 years later, I'm just like, oh my gosh, St. Joseph, did you just say something about St. Joseph? Or, oh my gosh, that man has great qualities just like St. Joseph. Or, oh my... Okay, I don't know what happened, but my camera just kind of shut off. I was talking about St. Joseph, but yes, to answer that question, my saint of the year is St. Joseph, and I'm excited to share more about what I learn about St. Joseph, my faith journey, and just take you along on it all. So, before my camera shuts down again, thank you for sticking with me and getting to know me a little bit more. Thank you to those of you that sent me those questions. They were really great. I loved chatting. I love these sit-down chatting videos, but I also love like getting to film throughout my day and things like that. So who knows what video I'll be uploading next time. But until then, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Follow me on Instagram. And of course, if you want to continue to stay in the know, follow Elizabeth O. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.